Hi there, this is Perry Stevens, and I am a guest trainer over at Boomer Fitness, and many of you guys have asked about food prepping. So today I'm going to show you how to prep your kitchen to start doing some food prep in your life. So the first thing I wanted to start with is just you want to make sure that you equip your kitchen well with tools that will make your life easier and more efficient. So one of my most favorite tools is a good quality blender. I have a Vitamix. You can use a Ninja, other ones. It's good to have one with a good motor, just because if you are doing protein shakes and you like it a little thicker, you can add some ice in there. This is also great for making soups on the off season, where if you want to go ahead and roast some vegetables, put it in there, put some chicken broth, and you can have soup and get a little variety in your vegetables. So definitely would invest in a good blender. The other thing I do for shakes is get a good shaker bottle. This is great for traveling. It doesn't make it as creamy as the blender, but when you travel or you're out in the car all day, this is a good option, which I have one of my drinks in there right now. Another thing that I will sometimes use if you have room, especially when you travel, is a hand blender. So this usually comes with a cup. You can easily mix your protein very well. It works better, I think, for casein shakes versus the whey, because the casein tends to clump a little bit. So if you have room in your suitcase, I definitely recommend this. To save room in your kitchen, I would definitely invest in a crock pot. This way you can put food in there, leave it overnight, and in the morning you have food ready for the entire week. I'll usually put chicken in there, cover it with some salsa, let it sit overnight, and then you get some nice shredded, tasty chicken that has very low calories with it. This one's kind of a fun little tool, not an essential, but it's a spiralizer. So I'm sure you've heard, but a lot of people are doing zoodles, I believe, so like zucchini noodles. So this is just like a fun way to eat your vegetables. And so this one is very inexpensive. It's small. Highly recommend it for smaller or softer vegetables. I actually tried doing a sweet potato once. Didn't work out so well. So if you want to actually make like French fries or sweet potato fries, I would maybe invest in one with like a hand crank, but then it just takes a little bit more room in your kitchen. For your grains, I highly recommend a rice cooker. The rice cooker, this one I have actually doubles as a steamer, so you can actually put vegetables on top and then on the bottom rice and let it cook. I've cooked my quinoa in here, all different kinds of rices, so definitely good investment. Now, this next one is a fun little one that I have not had a chance to use yet, I'll be perfectly honest, but I've heard very many good things about the Instant Pot. It is a 7-in-1 deal. So it's a pressure cooker. You can do your rice in this one. You can cook your meats, your poultry, you can steam it, and if you want, you can make your own homemade yogurt, which don't know if I'll do, but definitely an option. So those I would say are the main ones. In addition to this, obviously you're gonna use your oven, your stove, but my most favorite is the Traeger, which is kept outside. That to me is the best way to cook your meats, to keep it moist. You can put a lot of meat on there and cook in bulk. So we'll go a little bit over that later. So now that you have all your equipment, some of the things I like to use to just kind of spice things up. Because as you know, with food prep and eating healthy, we gotta kind of give up a lot of these high caloric condiments and everything. So key, spices. So I actually like using this Flavor God spice company. They come up with all different kinds of things. There's like an everything spice, which I pretty much put in everything, any type of meat or poultry. Taco Tuesday, ground turkey, self-explanatory. Lemon and garlic, I love putting on my fish. And then still haven't found a way to use this, but it smells amazing. It's pizza. It does smell like pizza. So would highly recommend those. You can buy those online just at flavorgod.com. And then I typically like to buy in bulk because they are a little on the spendy side, but totally worth it. Then other ones that you can find just at the store are like Grill Mates. So one of my favorites to put on like some of my meats are the Montreal steak. And then my new favorite is the Mojito Lime. The key with using these spices is that you want to make sure whichever spice you buy, that you look at the label and make sure it doesn't have sugar. Now, I will say this one has a little bit of sugar in it. So I tend to use this a little bit sparingly, or maybe when, sugar is not so much of an issue for me, or I have to watch my diet too closely. The other thing is salt. I like using Himalayan pink salt or type of rock salt. It gives you some good minerals. And I think a lot of people think that when they go on a diet, they need to cut out the salt, which actually, if you're upping your cardio and you're sweating a lot, the salt is actually gonna help replace your electrolytes. Super important. Okay, the next thing that you can do to spice up your meals would be to add actually some spicy type sauces. So I typically like to use the Tabasco. Chipotle is my favorite. One of the benefits of spicing it up and making it a little bit hotter is that it actually will rev up your metabolism. There are studies that show that will happen. In addition to that, it won't make you eat as much because you'll end up drinking more water, typically what I found, and then you just tend to get full. So it kind of tricks your body a little bit. So those are kind of like to fix your foods. When it comes to like salads, salad dressing can add a ton of calories. And even if you buy one that's like fat-free, if you look at the carbs in there, they tend to be really high and can add a lot of calories very quickly. So one brand that I like to use that is actually calorie-free, sugar-free, fat-free, carbohydrate-free is Walden Farms. And so you can usually buy this at the health food section at the grocery store. This one's pretty easy to find. If you are a coffee drinker, like myself, a creamer can also add a ton of calories. So Walden Farms also makes these coffee creamers, same thing, it's calorie free. I personally like the mocha because I'm just kind of a chocolate kind of gal, but they come in like vanilla, French vanilla. These can tend to be a little bit harder to find. I tend to buy mine in bulk online at some of these like vitamin stores. That way the cost per bottle is cheap, and then you don't really spend much on the actual shipping. So those are some other like sugar-free ways. I know a lot of people in dieting, they try to use like these sugar alternatives, and really I don't think most of them are very healthy. A lot of times it will show that your body will think it's not getting enough, and so it will actually make you hungrier. The one that I do find that is good is stevia. So I like buying them in these little packs because I travel a lot, and so I just actually stick this in my purse. Yes, everywhere I go, in my purse, in my travel bag, in my cooler. So these are great. You can also try the actual liquid. I don't feel like this is as sweet, so if you don't have as much of a sweet tooth, then definitely try one of these. One more thing, yes. So the other thing that I love this little tool is the Masto. I don't know if you guys know about this, but you can actually put any type of oil in there you want. You actually will pump it, and I'll use this later. And then you can spray it over vegetables or meat. Gives it a hint of, I have right now in there olive oil, without actually adding a ton of calories that you would if you actually were to spoon it or pour it over. Love this thing. So, and it's very cheap too to have. So now that we have all of those and you are going to start cooking your food, it's like, how are we going to put them in things? So a lot of people can invest in these little type of throwaway meal prep containers. You see them everywhere. You can get a pack of 20 of them. You can throw them away, recycle them, or you can reuse them. If you've actually bought like a 6-pack bag, they'll come with some of these that are reusable, washable. You can put them in the dishwasher as well, and they're safe with the plastic. Since I travel quite a bit, I actually don't use these as much unless I know I'm gonna be home. I actually refer to Ziploc bags, yes. So I do freezer and then snack bags depending on what I'm actually packing, because you can actually fit a ton more in your cooler when you travel than if you have this, because this takes up a lot of room, which I'll talk about in a later segment. So those are some ways you can contain it. Some other things that you also wanna have, very important, is a scale that has ounces, especially if you're new to meal prepping. You probably are underestimating what you're eating, probably eating more. So this will definitely keep you in track on how many ounces you are really eating and really keep you honest about it. You know, if the scale for some foods, you know, that works well, but for others, like if you want to scoop out rice and stuff, you know, obviously measuring cups. Staple is a half a cup for me, 1 tablespoon, and then a full cup for some of the things that I use. And then finally, once you get food ready and you're traveling, unless you stay home all day, you'll need a good cooler. So one that I like is 6-pack bag. They're a little bit more on the spendier side. There's some more generic bags you can get. I like this one. It's pink. Yeah, I like pink. But inside you'll notice if you open it, oh, freezer pack in there. It does come with like shelves where you can actually put the containers in there. I actually will take that out so I can stack more of my Ziploc bags. And then you actually will freeze the packs and they come and go in here, and then one kind of goes in the back. And I like this one because you can have 2 slots for shaker bottles, one for your water bottle because you need to stay hydrated, and then one for your protein shakes that you have all day. And then it has a little top section where you can keep all your supplements. And look here, see, more stevia. I got it everywhere. So I have that. So this is what you would take for a day trip. When I actually travel for more than a day, I will actually use another bag, and this is just another brand. It's Fitmark. It's a bigger, and so then I will stack everything here, put it down with some freezer packs, and then actually pack it with my my checked luggage. And so then it's all ready to go when I actually get to the location. So these are just some of the essentials. If you thought of something that I haven't and you want to recommend, please put comments underneath. And thank you.
I would love to hear what you liked best about this video. So down below, you'll see a comment section. Just leave your comments, and I want to thank you so much for the comments you've been leaving me over the months, and I've been getting back to filling those out. Also down below in the description box, you'll see a link, and in that description box with that link, you want to click it, and it's going to take you to another page where you're going to get 4 free workouts. To get those 4 free workouts, you just have to enter your email address. So go down below, click the link, and we're going to get you those workouts right away by entering your email address. Also, down below, make sure you click the subscribe button so you get updated when we release all this great content. So thank you again for tuning in. Thank you so much for your comments. Go get your free workouts, and you guys make it a great day.